Hello everyone and welcome to your Sunday Royal Readings. It's a big Sunday today, it's a big full moon. It's the Scorpio Taurus full moon and affecting the royals I think quite a lot. I did a reading on the eclipses that are running at the same time. I think it was about a week ago. I can't remember now. Time just roars past and I can't remember exactly when I did it. But anyway, I am doing a reading today on the rather strange story that is going around. Well, it's not a story, it's speculation that's going around. As always with the Sussexes, nothing they ever do is normal, is self-explanatory. There always seems to be something hidden about what they're doing, an agenda, something, in my opinion and in many people's opinions, rather sinister and calculated. And the latest odd behavior is the use of the title or the surname Wales for Prince Harry and for Meghan. It first popped up at the polo with Nacho, where Harry was described on the list of players as Harry Wales, which was the name that he went by when he was growing up, when he was at school, at Eton, when he was in the army. He was known as Harry Wales, but when he was married and he was awarded his dukedom, or however one describes being made a duke, he became Harry Sussex and is still Harry Sussex. But now suddenly he is Harry Wales. And Meghan, then, that was suspicious enough. Meghan now, in the court papers that she has lodged to get Samantha's case kicked out, or she's trying anyway. We'll be reading on that again in the days to come. But Meghan has described herself as the wife of Prince Henry of Wales, which of course means that she is angling to be Princess Henry of Wales, or the Princess of Wales, and we all know who the Princess of Wales was. So, are they trying to rebrand themselves as the Waleses in the expectation, in the hope that they can elbow William and Catherine out when in due course the Queen passes and Prince Charles is no longer the Prince of Wales, he becomes king, and then William by rights should become the Prince of Wales. Is this what the Harkles are up to? So we're going to do a short 5-card reading just to have a look and see, all of course for entertainment purposes, or just my opinion, or just cards, just tarot, as you well know. And 5 cards using the ordinary Rider-Waite today. I didn't feel that I needed anything fancy for this reading. And underlying energy of this reading is the Star card in reverse. And that is very interesting because I think it describes the energy of the Harkles right now. That their star is fading fast. Lots of losses, lots of mishaps, missteps, miscalculations recently with them and their various endeavors. Nothing really working out for them. And perhaps this is what they're trying to do. They are trying to rebrand themselves to try and get that star back up in the firmament, get noticed, get attention, to try and catch on to that star. And of course, this card always reminds me of Princess Diana, the Star card. A vulnerable woman, blonde hair there, very famous, literally a star, one of the most luminous stars in our lifetimes, regardless of what we know about her now that we didn't necessarily know about her then. She still is a star. And star power, they're trying to, possibly, and we'll see, they're trying to attach themselves to that star power and try and revive their own fortunes by association. It's telling me that as the underlying energy of this reading. So let's see what is going on. What is going on with this Wales thing? Hanging on to something for dear life, hanging on to status, privilege. It's a greedy card. It's the miser card. It's the mean-spirited card. It's mine. I'm going to hang on to it. That very much looks like Prince Harry. It always reminds me of Prince Harry, this card, of hanging on to this title, hanging on to this status. Always got one foot in each camp. He's got one foot in the UK and he's got one foot in the US in this card. It's the half in, half out thing that he tried very hard to make happen, and he still still seemingly trying to make happen. He is hanging on for dear life to his royal status, to that Wales name. He's got nothing else at the moment. I think it has dawned on him that he's only important by virtue of his name, his title, his association with the royal family. In his own right, he is nothing. He is nothing special at all. He doesn't have any talent. He doesn't have any skills. Although Tina Brown did spend quite a lot of time in that tedious book going on about what a fine shot Prince Harry is and so much better than William. Anyway, so there's a skill that's not particularly useful in our world, but there it is. So let's have a look and see just generally why are they using the Wales name all of a sudden, because they certainly haven't been up until now. And we get the Lovers in reverse. And I've been wondering about this. It's one of the possible explanations with this is that there could be a divorce looming. And they're trying to attach themselves to the Wales name in case divorce happens and the title is lost. The Sussex title goes, and then Wales by default. Harry would become Henry Wales again, Harry Wales, and Meghan would become Princess Henry. Oh dear. That's one of the reasons why a lot of people have said from the beginning that the Queen would not strip them of their titles, the Sussex dukedom, because it would mean that the Wales thing would happen and she would be princess, and nobody can stomach the thought of Meghan actually becoming a princess, and we would never hear the end of it. Even if she was president, it would be Princess President, I'm sure, and she would wear her tiara all day in the White House, in the Oval Office. So that's just my opinion, of course. But there it is, the Lovers in reverse. It's a breakup card. It's a divorce card, potentially. And I know that it's a long, slow-burning divorce and a separation that I see in my cards. Some people think that they will never separate, because without each other and that claim to royal fame, the two of them have absolutely nothing in their own right, and much as they may loathe each other by now, and certainly the looks they give each other when they aren't posing for the Netflix camera team, in my opinion, are looks of pure loathing. But there it is, Lovers in reverse. Lovers in reverse, of course, also is a bad choice, a big mistake. Picked the wrong path, picked the wrong team, stomping off in a huff to California via Canada and various Russian oligarchs, free accommodation, turned out to be a big mistake. And trying to reattach themselves to the royal star power. Twice I'm getting that energy. Well, 3 times because of that hanging on energy in the Four of Pentacles. So desperately clutching on to something that they now value, which they didn't value in the past. But also with the thread of a divorce running through this. So it's complex, I think, the reasons why they are doing this now. Is this to elbow William and Catherine out the way? Are they hoping, because it did seem as if Meghan didn't really understand the fact that the firstborn inherits everything in terms of UK law, the title, the throne, the crown, the Duchy of Cornwall, the Prince of Wales, everything. Meghan thought it was a popularity contest and that she and Harry could persuade the Queen and Prince Philip, of course, to toss William and Catherine to the curb because they were so boring and so undeserving of their position, and instead elevate Meghan and Harry into that position of power, move them into Windsor Castle. And I have actually seen this, I've done readings on it, and it does seem as she was that deluded, that ignorant, that filled with a sense of her own entitlement, that she thought this was possible. So is this what is going on? They're trying to elbow William and Catherine out of the limelight. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. I don't think it is with that card in reverse. I think it is more their own failure to accomplish anything that is now a worry for them. The Knight of Pentacles is, of course, Prince Harry, the Earth sign prince, on his slow and steady journey towards the grand future that he thought he was on. But, of course, it is now in the reverse. The journey has ground to a halt. The slow journey has now become no journey at all. There is no movement. There is no progress. Those pentacles, of course, it's always he who has fallen off his horse and landed on his head and dropped his pentacle. And so far from the glory days that he thought he was heading towards, his star is waning, his influence is waning, his power, his ability to make money, his ability to influence people, to be noticed, all of that. So what does he have left? He has that sad title, surname, whatever you call it, to cling on to. So I don't think it's that malevolent. I don't think they think that they can literally elbow William and Catherine out the way. This is more desperate stuff. They are desperate. Every card in this reading so far has told me that they are desperate. Desperate to hang on to the glory, desperate to get to some of that old shine back that they have lost. Everything that they do now is so tawdry and so dismal and so tacky and so third rate, but that title still has something of a sheen to it. So clinging on for dear life. So how do the royals feel about this? Are they laughing up their sleeves? Are they anxious? Are they phoning the lawyers? What's going on? Judgment. The second coming card. The royals don't like it, that is for sure. The trumpets are sounding. The people are rising from their dead. It's a wake-up call. This is a wake-up call to the royal family. That you think that Meghan and Harry are going to go away quietly. You think you can control them. You think that you can do that. No, you can't. You need to wake up. Very loud. I'm getting real tingles as I'm saying that. I actually want to shout. I want to, and I'm not a shouty person. I want to almost kind of bang on the table as I'm doing this reading and say, wake up, wake up. And particularly to the Queen and to Prince Charles, wake up. I'm sure William knows, has got the full measure of what is going on, but sleepwalking. The older royals, the ones who are the decision makers still at the moment, are sleepwalking through this, are not paying attention to what is going on with Harry and Meghan. But it is a wake-up call. It is, look at this. It is physical evidence. It is proof, two forms of proof. You have the list of players in the polo games at the polo, and you have Meghan's papers in court. That's evidence in court that you can underline with, or you can stick a highlighter over and say, look, and this is what is going on. This is what they are doing. Wake up. Outcome. And really I'm looking at it from the Harkle's point of view, this reading. Outcome is the Nine of Swords in reverse, and that's the stress and worry card. And I don't think it's recovering from stress and worry and getting over it and it's fine. I think it is a serious form of stress and worry, and I think it's a form of stress and worry for everybody. I think for the Harkles, their failure here, and their failure irradiates from every card in this reading except this one, which is the royal family. I think that the stress and worry in the Harkle camp is enormous at the moment. They are beside themselves with worry. What are they going to do? Perhaps Netflix will like it if Harry Wales, Prince Henry of Wales, is rebranded. Maybe it will enable Netflix to sell that fly-in-the-wall documentary that they seem to be making hand in hand with the Invictus Games documentary, because why else would they be tailing the Harkles to the Jubilee in London next month if not? But it's a source of tremendous worry and anxiety for the Harkles. It's sitting under the divorce card, the separation, if not literally a divorce between Harry and Meghan. It's a divorce from the royal family, which is causing them all this stress and all this worry and all this trouble. Their fading star, their failure to merge, hanging on to what little they have, also a source of worry for the royal family, for certain of the members of the royal family who are awake to the danger that the Harkles represent, are alive to it and want to do something about it. So the worry, the stress is going to go on. But no great victory for the Harkles, at least not in this reading. And thank goodness for that. I'm going to stop now and get on with the next one.